I'm Yoshi Lomax, superstar attorney at law and fugitive.
So, you're the famous Yoshi Lomax.
Probably more infamous. I'm on the run from the federal government for crimes that I didn't commit.
Gentlemen, I'm Deputy U.S. Marshal Sharon Starr. I'll be taking things from here.
Not to mention being on the hit list of at least 3 of Miami's major crime bosses.
I wanted to apologize in person for leaving so abruptly last night.
Welcome back.
That's Vladimir Kuzetsov, a Russian crime boss. He's been a suspect in over a dozen missing person cases.
I mean, I didn't get here to be this successful for doing things the American way.
I need a list of the jury for my case with Honshu.
Oh, really? What's that worth to you? Oh, my God, you're such a good...
Mr. Santana is to be released upon processing.
So what do you know about Sheldon Chisholm?
What do you want to know about him?
I really need to know if you're going to take my case. I don't have time to play, Miss Lomax.
Money is not a problem.
You know anything about his case?
It's being handled by agents in my field office.
I've learned that in this game of life, in order to win,
Ready to dance?
you gotta play dirty. You might look at me and see a beautiful, confident, successful woman.
Congratulations, counselor. Yet another win.
But underneath, I'm flawed. I'm broken. And I'm scared. So I have no choice but to run until I can find a way to clear my name.
Miss Lomax is now considered a fugitive of the United States. Catching fugitives is my business, which makes her my suspect. You and your associates are relieved.
Look. She killed one of our own.
But I will not give up.
All right, people, listen up. Get a picture of Miss Lomax out there so the public knows what she looks like.
I will not give in.
Okay. People, we got a game plan. Let's break and execute.
I will not get caught.
Time to go hunt.
Real Talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real Talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Dianna Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Dupree, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
It's Vicky Judy, Orange is the New Black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it live.
Hi, I'm Frida Parks. You are listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director. Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
It's one back to Real Talk Council. I am the 120 minutes to each and every thread. We in a worldwide Another Monday. It was Sunday. Another Monday. Back with us. This and the Emmy. Reminder weeks next is gonna be show next. And I put coming up on 40 years. Origin will be featured the talented Miss Dianna Franklin, Mr. Lawrence, and be real. I may not know. Doesn't make sense. If you've seen the moon, you have, and you marry. So let's see, we got how's that sound? I don't know what's going on. They talked about it in my silence. Sign. I can't hear myself. Let's see. It sounds like I got it. And let's see. Hear me. Listen up the bugging out. Check. Hear me. Let's be update. Was low. Brian, thanks for just going on now.
Can you hear me? You sound real distorted. It's like you sound like you're almost robotic.
Okay, let's I don't know, check some as in live.
You might have to reset your computer or something because you sound very robotic. You sound robotic, but you sound like you're in slow motion.
How we sound?
There we go.
Okay. All right. It's probably this microphone or something. I don't know. Anywho, well, thank you for that. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm not gonna do my intro over, so I guess we'll just have to figure. I say the same thing I say every week. You listen to Real Talk with the Jedi Council, the director. I'm the director. I brought my Jedi Council with me. If you don't believe me, here they are. His mouth. Boom. Fast forward. We're here. All right.
Hey, peoples. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's good.
Hope so, right? So, the Emmys have. Oh, I was talking about before we get to the Emmys. I was talking about our next week's show. We will have Dianna Franklin and Lawrence Morrison on, representing the last American Virgin.
That's right.
Yeah,
Amoeba Records. Thank you, Amoeba Records, for looking me out. I really appreciate it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, y'all make sure you join us next week. We will have some giveaways, some trivia, You get to talk, you get to hear them talk about. We're gonna talk about this. Next year is the 40th anniversary of this film. So that is a big number. That's a big one coming up. So I mean, just the fact of having, everybody coming up and 40 years in the making, man, that's really, really awesome. Really, really awesome right there. So can't wait. Come back. Let me just see here. Background. So should be real exciting. Real exciting. I can't wait for it. Dianna Franklin is a friend of the show. She's been on numerous times, about maybe two, 3 times. She's only been on our show since we've gone video, since we've gone visual. She's only been on the show once. And actually, when she came on the show during the visual show, she was having a lot of technical difficulties as well. I mean, her screen kept freezing and freezing and freezing and freezing. And it was a great show too, because I think that was the show about, we were talking about surviving during the pandemic as far as acting, and this was right near the beginning of the pandemic. And this was like acting during the pandemic. We had some people on and just working in the industry during the pandemic. That's what we had her on, and she talked about a film. I know she did get a chance to talk about a film that she did. She actually filmed something like via Zoom or something like that, or she had to film herself. Like, remember when we had Monique Dupree on, she said the same thing. She had a film that she had filmed herself that ended up, into like a movie or whatever. So, yeah, what happens is these type of challenges sparks creativity. That's what happens when you have these challenges ahead. It sparks your creativity, and you got to do things that's kind of like whatever. So Dianna Franklin was on then. I love having her on because that was the only time she came on visually, but I love having her on period because she's such a great interview. She always really has something to talk about, what's going on with her life now, as well as, and she doesn't mind. I know she's been asked these questions a bazillion times, but she doesn't mind discussing it because she realizes how important this film is to cinema, to, the cult classic and all that other stuff. That is just, she realizes that. So she knows that this film has a cult following, and a bunch of people love it in all different countries and all over the place. So she doesn't mind answering the questions about it because she's going to get it. Between that and Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted, it's mostly that. That, funny as it sounds, I don't know how much people get at her about the Amityville Horror, which I don't know, but either way, Lawrence Morrison is new to the show. He has not been on the show before. Hopefully he'll come back after we interviewed him next week. I'd like to talk to him, see what he's been doing and chilling. And I know I believe I've seen pictures of them. So they have, met up at like Comic Cons and conventions and things like that. So it's not like they haven't seen each other in 40 years. But the bottom line is, what we want to do is bring the characters back together, and we want to kind of throw it out there to you Last American Virgin fans out there. Maybe we could kind of figure out together what could Gary have done, if anything, to come with a better outcome than he did in the way the film ended. maybe we can figure that out together. I want to ask Lawrence some questions about his character that an actor would probably know. Just like I want to ask Diane some questions about her character that an actor, right? Because when you watch the film, and if you haven't seen the Last American Virgin, I recommend you go out and get it. It is available on Amazon on DVD. Not on Amazon Digital, but you can buy it off Amazon DVD if you don't own a copy already. A lot of people may just have it in their collection, but watch it again. I want y'all to get all the fans. They definitely have it. Watch it, get familiar with it before you come back on the show, because there's things I want to talk about. It's just questions, little questions that I got that maybe, just maybe, they would know these answers. For instance, here's an example. In the film, the first time Gary meets Karen, obviously he kind of does it on some slick-ish, but he meets her, he asks her out. She politely turns him down, but she leaves the door open because she says perhaps another time. And then she says there's always next time or something like that. So she left the door open. She didn't shut him down. So at that point, you have to believe that she did not have a boyfriend yet, because he asked her plain and simple, do you have a boyfriend? She said no. So we know that she didn't have one. But later that night, he asks her out and she says she's busy. He tells her about this party. So now later on that night, he goes to said party and she's there dancing with none other than Rick. So my question is, who did she come to that party with? Did she come to the party with Rick? Or did she come to the party with her friends and met Rick there? And therefore Rick put his stamp on it, because guy to guy talk, when dudes are talking, the guy code is like this. He introduced her, this is the love of my life. Of course it's obviously not the love of his life, but he introduced her to that. That's basically code for this is me. All right, step back. This is me. Dibs. I got this. All right. That's basically what Rick was saying to Gary and the rest of them. Because there's a G code, there's a guy code. And once you zoned in on a girl, shout out to my man Bruce Penn and Larry, he knows this. It's called skip time. when you zoned in on a girl, y'all both checked at the same time. One moves in, you gotta allow some skip time. See what happens. See how it plays out. If he gets a chance to, and if he bags her, then you're done. It's off limits at this point. But that I want to talk about that too, because it seems like there was no real guy code going on there, because Gary was just head over heels in love with this chick. But even after he found out that she was dating Rick, and we will stick on that. We're gonna, our show's about the Emmys. We're gonna get to that, but I just want to kind of set people up, get people all ready to go, and yeah. So that's what it is. Ralph, I think you got some noise going on back there. You need to turn down some, because I hear you got a TV or something going.
Yeah,
got it. Well, you're now you're very loud, very distorted. We're gonna get it together, America. Your mic sounds distorted. Your TV, if you have a TV going, it's very loud.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you, but it's you are very distorted. Do you have like a microphone?
No, I'm talking to you through the my headphones.
Through the headphones. Okay,
Yeah.
but that's it's loud. Like the mic on the headphones is picking up very loud. But now it sounds lower now. So
I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything.
I don't know, but it's been acting weird. Both of them been acting weird.
It sounds like the curse of Blog Talk. That's what it sounds like.
I know, right? It's like Blog Talk coming back to haunt us or something. Like, what the
I
hell?
know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even. I'm talking through the headphones, so I don't really like the mic on this headphones. But well, it's between that and this. This mic has been tripping. Anyway. So yeah, man, I'm gonna ask some questions like that, man, because it don't look like Gary was following the God code there. Maybe he felt he had dibs because he went through all of that rigmarole to get Karen's attention, but he fell short. But I want to concentrate on. We all know how the story went. Let's concentrate on how the story could have went or could have been fixed. So
you said, "Yo, bro, you want to step outside for a minute? I need to talk to you." Could have just handled it. Could have just did the knuckle up game. Got it all settled.
Oh man. Well, maybe he should have. Maybe should Gary have told Rick, "Yo, dude, I know you here dancing with her and you saw and all that, but yo, bro, I saw her first. I was trying to, I tried to get at her earlier today."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe he should have brought that up.
Think about it. No, if you watch Family Matters, no matter who Laura went out with, no matter who was his lawyer, Steve Urkel was always there shutting it down. He's like, nope, she's not for you. She's like, she's not for you. She's for me. No matter who it was.
Yep. Yeah, man. Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me. What's up? Thanks for checking in. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Checks in. Joseph 10 always holding it down. Shout out to everybody over on Facebook. All my Facebook people. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
everybody.
Leave them comments. Say what up. Holla at me. Word up. So yeah, man. So there's a lot of things going on with the whole God code thing. So I don't know. Some people follow it, some people don't. Where I come from, and big up, shout out to my man, my ace, my boy Deuce Blunt. Happy birthday to you, my dude. I've known this man all my life, pretty much, and you know what I'm saying. Today's his birthday, so shout out to him. And yeah, man. So where I come from, when it's the guy code thing, and like I said, we got skip time. If you see a girl at the same time, okay, y'all both want her. You both want to shoot your shot. Now, if we together, if you and I, Ralph, we we could be at a conference or something, and somebody cross your path, and I see it too. We see it at the same time. Ralph, you feeling, you know what I'm saying? You feeling real confident today. You know what I'm saying? So you like, yo, I'm gonna go shoot my shot. So you walk up on her. And now you done shoot your shot. Now at this point, you talking to her. Unless she shoots you down immediately, I now need to grant you what we call skip time. All right.
Skip time.
That's what it's called. Skip time is a certain equation. I won't bring that equation up on the air, but my people out there, people like Larry know what I'm talking about. Bruce, you know what I'm saying? The cats, you know what I'm saying? All of the OGs, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's called skip time, and it's a little equation how we kind of basically calculate how long we gonna wait before we move in.
10 minutes.
It ain't 10
minutes. Let me tell you something. It's 10 minutes depending on who the person is. Listen. I'm be honest with you. If we see Maya, right, and I go kicking my shot with Maya, and 10 minutes, if she not laughing or smiling or something, she's giving me like this, like, look, I'm done with you. You got 10 minutes. 10 minutes from the time I say I gotta go to the bathroom. You got 10 minutes to take your shot.
So I got to do it on the sneak tip when you go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't do that, bro. But here's the deal. Like I said, if she doesn't shoot you down, see, that's considered like shooting you down immediately. If she don't shoot you down immediately, let's just say, Maya, as much as it would rip me in half, first of all, that would never happen because you would never shoot your shot before me because I saw Maya, I'm on it. But let's just say that
I don't know. Good think about what if we went to a party, right?
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Think about this. What if we at the big party for playing dirty, right? And we all place is crowded, and Maya just came slipping up in there. And you never saw her because you was being interviewed, and I happened to see you at the bar. And I said, "How you doing, Maya?" And I said, "Can I buy you a drink?" We start talking, and you see that she's laughing, she's interacting with me. You may be hurt. You're right. You like that mother. Right.
I'm like, yo, man, because as a guy, man, that's number one. See, with dudes, even if you can't hear what they're saying, but you see them laughing. Yeah, that hurts you. That hurts you.
You see the reaction.
Like, oh no, you gotta laugh and oh no.
Oh no, he got the laugh. He got the laugh. He got the smile. He got her giggling. He got it going. Oh, you so crazy. All that. Yeah, man. Damn, he just messed up my fantasy. But if she comes at you with this,
if she just looks like she's
like that,
he's
bombing. Your brain is saying, he's bombing. He's bombing.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's a whole nother story. But the skip time comes in if you saw a girl at the same time. Dude got with her and he's like dating her, or he's trying to. He's pushing up on her. They're not dating yet, but he's trying to court her, whatever you want to call it. He talking to her. Back in the day, we used to say, "Yo, we talking." Remember that? You ever used to say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we talking. Like you ain't we talking. You with her or not? Yo, we talking. That means back up. I got this. This me. So once a dude says this me, that means I'm going in for this. So back up, bruh. You know what I mean?
Exactly what it means.
There's no need to go wild with it. But so I didn't see that with Last American Virgin. So we're gonna have some fun next week with that. But like I said, everyone, make sure y'all come back because we're going to. And I'll talk about it again at the end of the show. We're gonna do some giveaways. We're gonna do some stuff like that, and really have fun with it. Have a nice, maybe even a few surprises. So we'll see. So now, before we go further, of course, I see Joseph mentioned it too. Thanks for the reminder, because we were not on the air when Michael K. Williams passed away, and just recently. AJ Johnson.
Yeah.
AJ Johnson
today.
Comedian, actor, really, he was a stand-up comedian as well. I remember him, doing stand-up, and then he was in Friday. That was one of his big, memorable roles. Like people remember him in Friday. He just passed away today, so rest in peace to AJ Johnson. Rest in peace to Michael K. Williams, man. It is really, really crazy right now, man. But so they did recognize him at the Emmys last night. See, now your mic's doing it again, Ralph.
See,
I don't understand.
I'm not doing anything.
Like you just talked right there. Now it went back down again. It's like I don't know if your headphones have to.
I haven't moved. I haven't done anything.
I don't know. I don't know if the microphone has to adjust once you start talking. Maybe it's like louder, then it goes to like the right level. It's weird. Like when you're not talking, it starts to get a little crazy. But anyway, they did. All right, so the Emmys obviously was last night, and it was I don't know which number Emmys it was. What was it? The 73rd annual.
I don't
73rd annual Emmy Awards, I believe.
I didn't even watch it.
I watched some of it. I did see. I'm glad I got a chance to see Debbie Allen get like the special award that they gave her.
Yeah, deserve it.
Debbie, well deserved. I mean, all overdue in my opinion.
Very overdue.
Debbie Allen has been doing this for so long on a high level. So big up to her for being able, just being here. And she had a really nice speech as well. And I love how she kind of like, because she promotes the youth and the youth. She really into the youth becoming a part of society. So like, doesn't matter what side of politics you're on. Like if that's what you're into, get into it. If you're into, arts, get into it and it's your turn. That's exactly how she ended her speech. It's your turn, she said. She's very big advocate on letting the youth get involved because too many of the youth, they're doing their own thing today, and they're making money and stuff like that much faster and more abundant than they were, in our times, at this age. Mm-hmm. But they're not really, I'm trying to say this without sounding like I'm not criticizing them, but they're not focused, really
serious.
Nothing. So it's like, because it's so in the matrix, it's like they are focused on when they doing things that they want to do, like making money and stuff like that. But she's just basically encouraging you, just be a part, because the world is yours. The world is yours. So what are you gonna do with the world now that it's yours? You know what I mean? So I really, really loved her speech. So congratulations to Debbie Allen for winning that award. So now here's the deal. The Emmys, I have a question because I've seen that, I've been reading and then I looked at a little bit of stuff, and Emmys has been taking a little bit of a backlash about a couple things. Number one would be what did you say that my will kick you knees?
No black.
He probably talking
black.
about me with the whole Maya thing. But anyway, here's the deal. There were quite a
wow. I gotta get kept. I really gotta get kicked in the knees, man. I can't look. I can't help it that Maya walked up in there and I saw her. I'm like, yo, that's Maya. She got the song. My love is like, whoa. I was like, oh,
bruh. I will.
And don't get it wrong.
I will spike your drink with a laxative. If I see you, the moment I see you talking to Maya, that is my chick, Maya. The moment I see you talking to Maya and you get one laugh out of her, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna bring y'all a drink.
To go.
You want a drink, bro? You want a drink? I got you, man. Yeah, man. Get this drink. I'm spiking your drink with a laxative.
Wow, man, that's just wrong. That's just wrong, But you know what? In hindsight, I understand it. Listen. All of us, every person on this planet, male or female, we all have seen someone on television or heard a piece of music or a movie, and we like, I like that person. That's mine. That's mine. Now you gotta I just laid that scenario out there. I gotta respect the fact that somebody that I know has the quote claim that's me.
Right.
Not claiming a person like that's my problem. Yeah. Like I need to at least shoot my shot. I need to at least shoot my shot. If I shoot my shot and crash and burn, you got 10 minutes. 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes.
That's it.
Know? So like even myself, there's a couple of people, actresses that I like that if I saw someone like, yo, bro, no, you that away. But see now me, I'm not going to say right now who they are because I don't want this same scenario happening to me. And somebody say, so you like no, I tell you one, it's Anika Noni Rose. I like, but see, I've already met Anika Noni Rose.
Right. Well, I met Maya too. I met Maya. I met her.
I still keep in touch with Anika Noni Rose from time to time.
I put an imaginary ring on her too.
No. Kelly Rowland is another one. Don't.
Kelly Rowland. No, I met Kelly Rowland as well.
I met Kelly Rowland too. I had her joking. I was like, I met her and I was like, damn you. I was like, can I have your baby? She's like, you want me to have your baby? I said, no, I'll have the baby. You can knock me up. I'll have your baby. And she thought it was funny. So in 2 minutes I had right there, lock
you got one in there. See, right there. Now you see me hating from the sidelines because I saw you done made her laugh. And I come on, oh, you funny, man. Yeah, so what's up, Kelly? You know what I'm saying? And you don't do that. That's not part of the guy code.
You be coming on my club like, yo, bro, you want to drink? You want to drink? You need some of this? And then they had something in it. It had like,
you want to drink? I'm telling you.
It has Visine in it or something.
Not Pepto-Bismol. Milk of magnesia.
Exactly. You be like, yo, man, you be like, yo, this is the new Incredible Hulk. Just try it. And it get me sick for like 19 hours or something. And by the time I get she gone.
Yep.
Sorry, bro.
Put it like this. It's definitely that Incredible Hulk because you know what color the Hulk is.
Yeah.
So, but that's all good. So back to the Emmys. So the Emmys catching a little backlash because there was a lot of I think they said there was like a record of non-white, black, and what do they call it? Indigenous or
people of indigenous color.
Yeah, people of indigenous color, people of color, right? That were nominated for Emmys this year round, right? Mm-hmm. However, none of them won. None of them won in certain categories because if you look at Michaela, what's her name? What is her name? She's great too. She's a writer. She won for Michaela Cole or Cole. Mm-hmm. She took home the first Emmy last night. It says here because she wrote that HBO hit "I May Destroy You."
Oh yeah, I did see that. I saw that she won. Yeah, she did win.
She won for limited anthology series movie category. Right, I believe because she writes as well. I think she acted in it as well, right? She's an actress and she writes, so that's big. That's big. But I think after that there was nobody else other than Debbie Allen. Oh, and RuPaul. RuPaul won.
Yeah,
for RuPaul's Drag Race, and Debbie Allen. So those were the only people of color that actually took anything home. When they said, I didn't even know the Emmys came on this past Sunday. Folks. Yeah, you know what? I agree. I agree with you. I wasn't sure. I was like, oh crap, the Emmys are on. So
oh wow.
I'm like, oh, okay. I was, busy just doing things, and I'm just like, oh, Emmys. Okay. I think I was just, reading to my daughter or something, and just like, oh crap, the Emmys on.
No, the game was on last night. The game
was was on. Yeah, that was a good game too.
Yeah, it was.
That was a good game last night. It was a really good game, and shout out to the Ravens that really. Shout out to Lyris Cross. She's a Ravens fan. She's from Baltimore. Model. I call her supermodel, Lyris Cross. Plus size model. Probably the most known one. And she's a big friend of the show, and she's a fan of Baltimore Ravens. But they showed some guts last night. That was a gutsy call.
Yeah,
to go for it on fourth down. in their own territory, or not in their own territory, but they went for it. It was close though. You don't give you if you don't make that, you give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes on like the 40-yard line. Yeah, okay. And he only needs a field goal to win.
Yeah,
that was guts. But anyway, so I didn't know. But anyway, so now none of them other than what we just mentioned with Michaela, she won. That was it. And RuPaul and Debbie Allen. They were the only three people of color that took away. So now the categories, let's go down them. Let's go down some. So for limited, I mean, there were so many people in attendance there too, man. Lovecraft Country got nothing. You know what I mean? Nobody from there, at least. Not even Michael K. Williams. Now, granted, let me put this disclaimer out there because I don't care what anybody say. Y'all get mad if you want to. I don't believe in giving somebody an award just because they might have passed away. Because to me, it's too late anyway to give it to him. He should have got the award anyway because he deserved it. You know, he should have got it anyway because no one obviously predicted that he would have died, but he deserved it. He was really, you know, as he approaches all his roles, very, very good with his role. So he definitely deserved it. But we'll see who was he up against. All right, so the first limited series, I May Destroy You, HBO, Mayor of Easttown, HBO, The Queen's Gambit, which just really rolled last night. Queen's Gambit was just like, I think it almost won almost every category it was nominated for.
Yeah.
So Queen's Gambit, Netflix. The Underground Railroad, that's Amazon Prime, and then WandaVision for limited series. Queen's Gambit took the win. Okay, so you have a problem with that? How do you?
I can't have a problem with that because I haven't seen the Queen's Gambit. I mean, if Lovecraft County was in there, country, that was a really tough show to beat. You had to be extra.
Yeah.
So I until I actually see it in episode 2, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the Michael K. Williams thing, because I said this point blank that he was going to win because, and it wasn't because he passed away. I said
it was by that time it was too late. He just passed away. They should have already had the results and all of that stuff. Yeah.
But I felt he was going to win for the episode where he's looking at his younger self. His first home episode. That I mean, just that 5 minutes right there. I thought he won because of that right there. You know,
I thought he would have won. I mean, the role itself was just a really good role that he played. You know, he kind of found himself playing those type of roles as far as like the in the closet, you know, homosexual. It was like because you know, but at the same time, he was just this whole crazy like gully character. I mean, like he was in The Wire, you know what I mean? So, okay, so you okay with that? I think I'm okay with that category. Queen's Gambit took it for limited series. I'm all right with that. You know, I'm not going to go off the rails. Drama series, okay. The Boys, Amazon Prime, Bridgerton, Netflix, The Crown, Netflix, Handmaid's Tale, Hulu, Lovecraft Country, HBO, The Mandalorian, Disney Plus, Pose, FX, and This Is Us, NBC. And The Crown took it. Another one that won big last night, I think. The Crown. I mean, I said this once. I'm gonna have to start watching The Crown because it seems that this show is just straight heat, and I'm like, I just never seen it before. But The Crown and The Queen's Gambit, those two series, I need to start taking a look at. Yeah, and I'm just sitting there like, wow, this is, you know, I don't know what's all the hoopla. Now, I've never been into those type of shows. It's just I've never been into those type of shows, but you know, I don't know. People seem to love them. The Crown one. Now, in drama series, you know, don't know a lot about The Crown. I would have probably went with. Well, they're not going to give it to. I knew they weren't going to give it to Lovecraft Country. You know, I think they should have, but because it had like a little more sci-fi-ish and you know, a little bit of horror in it, a little bit, and whatever you want to call it, I didn't think they'd give it for drama series. That's why I didn't think they'd do that. The Boys is an action series. That's not a drama series. So I knew that they wasn't even gonna. It's good that they got the, you know. I would have thought it might have been either The Handmaid's Tale or maybe Pose. That's what, or maybe Bridgerton. I thought The Handmaid's Tale was gonna.
I'm sorry. I thank God it wasn't Bridgerton. I am just like, no. But some I'm not. My soul burns for you. Like, what?
Oh my God! So comedy series. Comedy series. All right. So now we got comedy series. Blackish, of course, always shows up, still going strong. Cobra Kai. I don't understand why Cobra Kai is in the comedy series.
It's not a comedy.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of jokes in it, but it's not. It's not
a comedy series. Why are they entered in that? Didn't they do that for like the Golden Globes or something like that too? It was another show that we were watching that we was going over, and they were in it again, and it was like in a comedy. It's not a comedy series. Nah. Okay, Cobra Kai, Emily in Paris, Hacks, The Flight Attendant, which I didn't even see that as a comedy series. That seemed more like a dramedy. It was a drama with some funny things, but that was a series. Yo, there was some serious stuff going. That was that show was good, by the way. I don't know if you watched that. It's on HBO Max.
I watched the first episode of it, but I mean, I would have watched it all. But as I was telling someone, that I'm still trying to get through a whole lot of other stuff that I never got to, so I can get back to The Flight Attendant. I haven't forgotten about it, but right now I just gotta take a back seat.
Okay, so The Flight Attendant, and then you got The Kaminsky Method, Pen 15, and Ted Lasso. Which one? Ted Lasso on Apple TV Plus was the winner. Don't know about the show. Not really too familiar with. A lot of new shows this that I'm not into yet was winning. Exactly. Only thing I know about the Apple TV Plus show, to me, the biggest show on there, there's two on there that's big that I thought. I mean, I guess this one's pretty big too. There's one on there with it's called C with Jason Momoa in it. It's about like a village of blind people or something like that, and they like live in it. And then there's the morning show that stars
I heard about the morning
Jennifer Aniston. So that and Reese Witherspoon, Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon's in that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like the big shows that I thought that was like kind of kicking off Apple TV Plus. So, okay, so variety special. So, comedy. I can't say I have a problem with the Ted Lasso because I don't know how funny it is. I think out of all of those, none of those seemed very comedy-ish to me except Blackish and Hacks. You know what I mean? Like the other, I don't know about the Kaminsky Method. I'm not sure about that, but I don't know. So I guess Ted Lasso, I'm not gonna object to that. Variety special, pre-recorded. I don't know. I guess they pre-recorded it. Maybe they didn't show it. Who won? Or is that variety special? For best variety special was Bo Burnham, Inside. I guess that's maybe like a documentary or something. I don't know. David Byrne's American Utopia. That sounds interesting.
It's a concert. It's a concert. I think it's done by Spike Lee. I think it was done by Spike Lee.
Really? Yeah. But David Byrne is from Talking Heads.
It's a concert about the Talking Heads. And what I'm thinking about
legendary David Byrne, the legendary Talking Heads.
And what I'm thinking about that, man, big up to Spike Lee for his documentary that's on HBO right now, the Epicenter 9/11/21. Mm-hmm. Man, he has got me glued to this documentary that goes from 9/11 in New York City up to the pandemic of today and everything in between. It's gonna be like 8 parts
Oh,
but
wow.
man, he packed the part about the World Trade Center bombing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it starts with the bombing and it ends with the destruction of the Twin Towers. There was so much information in it that I never even knew about. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
information,
Well, documentary.
videos.
I heard it was going to be a really good documentary. Is
It
it
is.
out yet, or it
No,
hasn't come out
they've
yet?
been running it on HBO the last couple of weeks, like piece by piece.
Okay.
And man, it is just so much stuff packed in there. Like the one about the World Trade Center. I never knew that there was this, this mass evacuation from Lower Manhattan through ferries. Through ferries. I never knew anything about that, but he had the people that actually owned the boats were on his show, and there's all this footage. And I mean, he's got like a massive amount of footage that he has into this documentary. Big up to Spike Lee.
Spike Lee. He'll probably be collecting some awards next year.
He deserves them.
He deserves so.
He flat. I mean, I thought he did his thing with the documentary about Katrina. Nah, this shoots it to a whole nother level.
All right.
He dies.
I'm gonna definitely start watching. It's probably on HBO Plus then if it's showing it on HBO. I'm gonna check it out. I think I did get a notification for that. Vocus says the only award show I still really watch is the BET, Soul Train, and NAACP, majority Black Awards, and MTV Awards, but a lot of them are becoming trash too now. Oh, I hear you.
I'm going to say that they already were. I caught some of the MTV Awards from, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, and I was sitting there like, first of all, how the hell are you going to have an award for videos when you don't even show videos anymore? That was my first complaint, right? And then, I like the piece of how they had some older acts come out to introduce and talk. Like, I like the piece when Madonna, when she was talking about. I mean, Madonna is clearly one of the staples of the creation of MTV that kept to its longevity. So for her to come out there, I was at the 40 years. I was like, yeah, but I'm sorry, man. MTV is nothing nowadays. It really isn't. You put on this award show that I just sat there looking at. I was like, I gotta turn it off. And the thing with with little Nas, whatever his name, Nas X, or the other girl that was basically just twerking the entire video. That she climbed up on somebody and was no. The MTV Awards, the music awards, traditionally they have been shocking. They have been thought-provoking, but they have done something that stands the test of time. Many people will look back and think about some of the things that happened during it, like when Eminem came out there with like 50 other people that were dressed as Eminem. They do I'm Slim Shady, or they'll talk about Madonna doing Vogue dressed as like French, like from the French Quarter. Those are kind of things that bull. Somebody dropping it like it's hot. No, not memorable. And
there's no creativity anymore.
None.
But there was a lot. But so it's okay. So that's what they said about the MTV Awards. All right, so variety special. We had also the West Wing special, Friends, the reunion on HBO Max. Dave Chappelle, 8 minutes 46 seconds. That was his stand-up special that time, which he really was going, and that was after, obviously, that's in reference to George Floyd murder. So here we go. And Hamilton, which won on Disney Plus? Hamilton won for Variety Special. Recorded. So Variety Special live. That was pre-recorded. This is live. Celebrating America, the inauguration night special, multiple platforms, the 63rd annual Grammy Awards, the Oscars, the Pepsi Super Bowl halftime starring The Weeknd, and Stephen Colbert's election night, Democracy's Last Stand, Building Back America Again, Better 2020. That's a long ass name. A mouthful to say, but that one on Showtime. The Weeknd halftime special, that was garbage. But anyway, That was trash. Okay.
How come no nominations since they said the preview quarter one? How come you did the Friends reunion? How come nothing for the Fresh Prince reunion?
I know, right? And Fresh Prince reunion would have been dope.
Better.
It was better than the Friends reunion.
Yeah, and the dedication to James Avery.
That was touching, and him and Janet Huber.
Come on. Janet Huber walks back on the set
they sit down, they talk, they work out their differences right on camera.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that. Come on, man, that was golden. That should have been instead of the Friends reunion.
Exactly.
Whatever it is.
Give me a break.
So then we got lead actor in a drama series. So here we go. Sterling K. Brown for This Is Us. Jonathan Majors for Lovecraft Country. Josh O'Connor for The Crown, who won. Then you had Jean Page for Bridgerton, Billy Porter for Pose, and Matthew Rhys for Perry Mason. So Josh O'Connor for The Crown wins. So, I mean, Jonathan Majors, I thought was, and of course Sterling K. Brown is always great, gives a great performance. But he's won Emmys, in the past. I think Jonathan Majors could have been in there, but I don't know. Like I said, I can't really compare him against the guy from The Crown. And like I said before, drama series, Lovecraft Country is going to lose out regardless because it wasn't really a drama series. So, yes, there was stuff going on, but it was more like a horror-ish sci-fi type series. Not really a drama series. Lead actress in a drama series. Uzu Aduba for The Treatment. Olivia Colman for The Crown. Emma Corrin for The Crown. Yeah, two people in there from The Crown. Elizabeth Moss, The Handmaid's Tale. MJ Rodriguez, Pose, and Journey Smollett for Lovecraft Country. And that went to Olivia Colman for The Crown.
All right, that's Journey Smollett. That's who it should have been. No doubt in my brain. That is who that should have been. No doubt. She was robbed. I'm gonna say it loud and proud. She was robbed.
Yeah, they was robbed. But like I said, I think they're setting themselves up for failure, putting them in as drama series. I mean, but I don't know. I still, she's an actress. It's all about who acted better, really. So, lead actor in a limited series or movie: Paul Bettany for WandaVision, Hugh Grant for The Undoing, Ewan McGregor for Halston, Lin-Manuel Miranda for Hamilton, and Leslie Odom Jr. for Hamilton. And the winner was Ewan McGregor for Halston. He was the winner. Ewan McGregor is a phenomenal actor, so I haven't seen this film they're talking about, but more than likely he did a great job because he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
And Paul Bettany, I love to see that WandaVision got it, but they wasn't gonna give that. They're not gonna give it to Paul Bettany for playing the Vision. You know what I mean? Like,
what's her name win? Did she win? That played Agatha. Did she win?
She did not. I don't think so.
Oh wow!
I have to see. So lead actress in a mini series or a movie, limited series or a movie. That's Michaela Coel. I May Destroy You. Cynthia Erivo. Genius Aretha. Oh, okay. Genius Aretha, right? Okay. Then you got Elizabeth Olsen, WandaVision, and Anya Taylor-Joy for The Queen's Gambit, and Kate Winslet for Mayor of Easttown. So that she won. Kate Winslet wins. What do you think about that?
Yeah, she deserved it. She deserved it. That was a really good role. Really good role.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm okay with Kate Winslet winning it.
So here's where Michaela won for outstanding writing for a limited or anthology series or movie, and that was where she won for I May Destroy You. Yeah, she won that. So that's all we really need to see about that. She beat out three writers from WandaVision. It's so weird how they do this because you like look at I was watching that one live and I'm like, why are they nominating, previously on? Like what that got nominated? WandaVision previously on Disney Plus, Marvel Studios, Laura Donney, written by. So like she wrote basically the previously on part, and that got nominated. Mm-hmm. Which it's weird, but I mean, I guess it's cool that they're giving them some shine. Those people, they won't get it on no other show. So, outstanding directing for a limited or anthology series or movie. There was Hamilton for Disney, Lin-Manuel Miranda, I May Destroy You, Ego Death. I guess that was the episode. And then, directed by Mikhail. She directed that too? Wow, she is getting it in. So she's a writer, she's directing.
Yeah, she does it all.
She's getting it in. I'm loving it. We need to be celebrating her, man. She went out there and represented. But she didn't win that, but I mean, she still won the writers one. And I May Destroy You. 2 episodes of I May Destroy You. Mayor of Easton and The Queen's Gambit wins. The Queen's Gambit won. Scott Frank, director. Underground Railroad was up there. WandaVision. Queen's Gambit. So it's pretty much was the Queen's Gambit and The Crown was pretty much taking the crowns.
Everything.
Competition program. That's where RuPaul won for RuPaul's Drag Race. Beat out The Amazing Race. Nailed It. Top Chef, and The Voice. Lead actor in a comedy series, Anthony Anderson, Michael Douglas, William H. Macy for Shameless, Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso. So he's the one, and I didn't realize he started that show for Ted Lasso.
I thought that would have been William H. Macy because it's the last year of Shameless. I thought they would have gave him that they would have awarded him that award because now that it's the last year, you would look at the collective whole of the series. And I'm sorry, Frank Gallagher, man, Frank Gallagher did some stuff on that show that's still like you like Lord. And maybe because Shameless is not really a comedy, it's really a drama. Maybe it has drama with some comedic elements, and maybe that's why.
Yeah,
but
maybe yes, it's drama with comedic elements. Okay, so the lead actress was Edie Bryant for Shrill, Kaylee Cuoco for The Flight Attendant, Allison Janney for Mom, Tracee Ellis Ross for Blackish, and Jean Smart for Hacks, which was the winner. So,
I think I might have gave that one to Allison Janney.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Allison Janney on Mom. She was just a natural cut up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for that one I would have gave it to her. But each his own.
Yeah, right. So for variety sketch series, there was really only 2: the Black Lady Sketch Show and Saturday Night Live, which was the winner.
Which one? Saturday Night Live?
Yeah. Saturday Night Live. Again.
Man.
I don't know how many Emmys Saturday Night Live got.
See, I can't discount the Black Lady Sketch Comedy Show, but
it's good that they at least they got Emmy nominated. Yeah. That's dope.
But however, this past year, and I think this is why I say it like that. This past year has been extremely tough. Saturday Night Live has been doing the show with minimal people in the audience.
Yeah.
Right. But some of the skits that they did this year were just over the top. Certainly Aunt Jemima.
That was hilarious though.
That one.
That was the one with they did. I think that was this year. Was that this year?
That was
or was
this
that
year.
last year? The one
Well,
with
that was last year to this year. When Adele was on and
Adele, yeah.
the trip to Africa, but more when she did the Bachelorette, you know,
it's hilarious.
What's his name when they were doing Kenan Thompson when they were doing the Village People telling Trump to stop it. I mean, Dave Chappelle, the entire show, Eddie Murphy when he came on. I mean, there was just some outrageousness going on in that show. But the Black Lady sketch comedy, if you guys have never seen that, you need to watch it.
It's funny. They be getting it in. I like them. They're funny. I mean, I wouldn't have minded them. I would have wanted them to win it. I think someone in the chat room said that too. They said I would have given it to the Black Lady sketch show. Yeah. Why? Because not saying that just because Saturday Night Live been around for 40 years that it shouldn't get an award. But I'm just saying, the fact that this show made it there and it was a good show. It's not like the Black Lady sketch show was just, throwing them a bone. It's a good show.
It is a good show.
You know what I mean? So and it's different, and you don't have. There's no show on like it.
Nah, that one episode with the girl. Yeah, the one episode, which is actually from season 1. The one episode where the girl is telling her man, don't dump me, and Patti LaBelle because of that. She starts singing "On My Own." Man, that just was.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to sound like I'm not trying to be like the consolation prize or the participation trophy, but I take it from a filmmaker, writer, stuff like that. It is very hard it's such an accomplishment to even get nominated for an Emmy. I'm just saying, that's why I keep saying it's great that they got nominated, because it's just going to lead to more work. It's going to lead to more airtime. It's going to lead to more, you know what I'm saying? It's going to lead to a better contract for the actors that's involved.
Exactly.
Because now the show is considered Emmy nominated. You know what I mean? So that is that's something that's why I keep saying, well, at least they got nominated. I don't want people to be, getting at me like, whoa, where's there's no trophy for second place. I'm just saying, at least they got nominated, and that's going to lead in this business. Anyone who knows the business knows that leads to more bread. So that's all. That's the only reason why I bring that up for in that capacity. But so moving on, the variety talk series, Conan, The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. I wonder why. I guess once again, The Tonight Show. Yeah, The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. That was, I don't know why that wasn't in there. That's not even nominated. They didn't really do a lot this year either because of the pandemic and stuff like that. He usually has a lot of fun things going on his show. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. He won. I always like Jimmy Kimmel, and I like Trevor Noah. To me, Trevor Noah's funny because I like how Trevor Noah shows the behind the scenes stuff. Like he shows what goes on during the commercial breaks. Like he'll show what went on during the commercial breaks, but he's just like hamming it up with the audience or, doing certain things like, I think that's kind of cool. Gives you a little behind the scenes look. Someone said they remember that sketch with the Black Lady sketch show.
Exactly.
That you talked about. Yeah.
I'm gonna break it up. And Patti LaBelle comes back saying "On My Own," and it's like every time I get dumped, this girl she throws a concert, and the Patti LaBelle said it was excellent. Yeah. I mean, I hope they'll keep it going. They'll bounce back, and it'll lead to more. That's what I'm telling you. So, outstanding writing for variety series. Who won for that? Then let's jump down to who won. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. They won for that. Let's see. Okay, so now we get down to the last couple of the last few of the. Oh no, there's a few more. Supporting actor in a drama series.
There's Gian, Cardo, Esposito for the Mandalorian. O.T. Fag. I don't know how to pronounce it. All these weird names, man. I can't even. I need to learn how to pronounce the last name. The Handmaid's Tale. John Lithgow for Perry Mason. I'm like, I didn't even know there was a Perry Mason remake show.
Yeah, it came on, and then kind of like phased out real fast.
Wow. Then Max Minghella for the Handmaid's Tale. Chris Sullivan for This Is Us. Bradley Whitford for The Handmaid's Tale, another one. And Michael K. Williams for Lovecraft Country. There was the opportunity right there. Right there. So Tobias Menzies for The Crown ended up winning. I mean, I personally, like I said, you can argue who deserves what, because for the most part, any one of them could get it, because if you're there, you deserve to be there for the most part, right? So I'm just like, they just wanted this year to just let The Crown go off. The Crown just went off, man. It makes you wonder what's how's the committee looking that be voting for these things. That's what happened with the Academy with the whole Oscars so white thing.
Yeah, now it's talking about Emmy so white.
Bunch of 70-year-old men or white men that was voting and stuff like that.
That weren't even watching the movies. That's the so now it begs the question. Okay, because at least when the Oscars are getting ready nominated, they send everybody a screener. If you're are the TV series sending out screeners of the entire series to Academy members? Like, what the hell? I don't know. I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind. I don't mind never building up my DVD collection. That's always a plus.
That would be great. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. But I mean, and like what I said earlier about HBO Plus. Nowadays, your viewing choices are far more than just CBS, ABC, NBC, and Fox. Now you got all these other platforms to be. And there's just not enough time in the day.
Well, here's the answer to that. Now, just said the Television Academy Emmy Awards process relies on a peer judging system. A peer judge is defined as any person who is professionally experienced in the field of television program, production, or programming, who is directly engaged in or supervises the discipline they're being asked to judge. So it's a peer judging system. So actors are going to be judged by other actors. Writers are going to be voted on by other writers. That's pretty much how it works. There you go. So, peer judging system. Very interesting. Television guy based on 30 peers. It's comprised of 30 peer groups whose work is aired nationally, and those members are eligible to vote for the Emmys Awards. Peer groups are based on areas of expertise. So there's 30 different groups in areas of expertise. So there's writers, there's directors, there's producers, there's actors, there's whatever else other categories that they got in here. And they probably also comedy writers, comedy producers, comedy directors, things like that. So that's how the system works. So you're being judged by your peers. There's no like academy. They're part of the academy, but it's a peer judging system, not like how the Oscars were done. But I mean, the Oscars have something similar to that, because there's a lot of people that are part of the academy. Once you're part of the academy, you can vote for stuff. So I don't know. So yeah, Tobias won that. Supporting actress Gillian Anderson for The Crown. I didn't even know she was in that. So Gillian Anderson wins for The Crown and supporting actress in a drama series, when she beat out Helen Bonham Carter for The Crown. Madeline Brewer for Handmaid's Tale, Ann Dowd for Handmaid's Tale, Anjanou Ellis for Lovecraft Country, Emerald Fennell for The Crown, another person from The Crown. I mean, it's just like, wow, this was really The Handmaid's Tale and The Crown was everyone in here except for the one female from the Lovecraft Country. Everyone in here was either The Crown or The Handmaid's Tale.
Exactly.
Wow. Outstanding directing for a drama series, The Crown. You think?
Exactly. It's like, man, that's what I'm saying. I mean, The Crown was just running around with stuff.
Outstanding writing for a drama series, The Crown. They were just, and they beat out The Handmaid's Tale, Lovecraft Country, which I don't think they should have had. Lovecraft Country was brilliantly written. That's where that should have won. I'm sorry. Period. Because it took history and forged it in to their stories and the sci-fi to it. Man, it was just done brilliantly. I think that was to me the best writing. But Mandalorian, a couple of Mandalorian ones was in there. Pose, supporting actor in a limited series or a movie. Evan Peters, Mayor of Easton.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Okay. He won that. Then you got supporting actress in a limited series or movie. Julianne Nicholson, Mayor of Easttown.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure.
Like, all right.
I mean, I saw this series. I mean, Jean Smart is in that series. I mean, I thought she was okay. Now, Kate Winslet is a different story. I do like Kate Winslet, and I thought everything that she does, she puts her spin on it, and she is well deserved. Everybody else, I just thought it was just okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just how I felt.
So, Hannah Waddingham for Ted Lasso won for supporting actress in a comedy series. Why do they got Edie Bryant for Saturday Night Live? Why you put Saturday Night Live in a comedy series? It's supposed to be a variety show, right? I know it's comedy, but I don't know. It's in both. I
think she did something for like one of the paid channels, like her own little comedy special.
Okay.
So I think that's why.
Okay. Hannah Inbinder for Hacks, Kate McKinnon for Saturday Night Live, Rosie Perez for The Flight Attendant, Cicely Strong for Saturday Night Live. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like,
maybe not.
They putting Saturday Night Live in there. I mean, I guess you have to judge it somewhere. The actors in it. Yeah, and that's pretty much the end of the show. So at the end of the day, other than Michaela and Debbie Allen and RuPaul, no non-white actors won anything. Now the question is this. Now that we know that it's a peer judging system, where do you see the issue coming in? And I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna ask, do you have a problem with it? Well, I'll ask officially, do you have a problem with this? I mean, I know you do. But what I'm saying is this. The fact that, obviously the fact that The Crown, The Handmaid's Tale, and The Queen's Gambit, they were all kind of like one big, really The Crown, tells you that people in this industry love that show. Period. Right. People in this industry love that show. I don't know why, but they do. Maybe it's just a good show. But Handmaid's Tale, we've been hearing about that for years. Everybody, I've never heard anyone.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it. I've never heard anyone
say it's
that
bad.
Has seen it and said it was a bad show. Yeah. So I can see The Handmaid's Tale doing what it do because it's just one of those shows. I mean, you know, This Is Us had their little run at one time. You know, like, you know, it's like these shows that even though they've been around for a while, they're just good, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's, you know, everyone has their little run.
But this is what I'm going to say about this tier system. There's a lot of other shows that have come on, and maybe they're because they're black shows that a lot of people have never seen. Like honestly, when I was in LA, I was over a friend of mine's house, and she was watching the Oval, Tyler Perry show on BET, The Oval.
Yeah,
I'd never seen it, but I got sucked into it quick. I certainly have seen Sisters. You know.
Yeah.
No, hey, what happened? What happened with Power Book 2?
Yeah.
P Valley. You know. What's the other show? I was just on the tip of my tongue that I was thinking of, but there's a bunch of. I mean,
well, Poser's in there. Yeah, P Valley. I didn't really know the show, but I heard about it.
Right.
About it.
You know, but there's a bunch of other shows. I mean, what's the one that comes on the Oprah channel? There was it Queen? Not Queen Sugar.
Queen of the South.
No. The one that's about the sugar plantation that's on B.
Queen Sugar, right?
I think that's what it's called, Queen Sugar.
Queen Sugar, yeah.
You know,
there's a show called Queen of the South, but then you got Queen Sugar, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's a bunch of other shows that don't get to see, and now to James that's talking about Real Time. Yes, Real Time personally deserves, but I think maybe because he was doing the show from his house and not in front of a studio or in a studio. Maybe that's why it was different. But certainly Bill Maher. I mean, I don't know why Bill Maher was left out of it. Maybe he's not who they like because he's Bill Maher, but he was deserving. But there's a lot of shows and whatever this tier system is, since we don't exactly know how the tier system works, I think there's a lot of programs that legitimately slip through the cracks. I just named 5 of them that are good shows that have slipped through the cracks, you know. And I'm sure there's shows that have come on since I've been looking at Netflix. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there are shows that are exclusive to Netflix. Like I don't remember ever hearing the Emmys, even though it's been all the years. I don't remember hearing the Emmys nominating having Jessica Jones. And you can't sit there and tell me that even if you said Jessica Jones, the girl that plays Christian Ritter that played Jessica Jones, the guy that played the villain in the first season. He deserved a nomination.
Kilgrave, yeah.
Kilgrave. He deserved a nomination for that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, I think it's got to be kind of hard to be able to see all kinds of television in this day and age and not have something that is slipping under the radar that may be like Power doesn't slip under the radar. We all know about it because we liked it. We watch it. But
right.
It's like they say, well, I can either see the new episode of the Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit and Power just I'll catch it till later on. But there could be a role of someone in there that is really, really really good. And not for nothing, but hey, one of my favorite shows of all time is Star Trek Next Generation. It really didn't get any recognition until it ended, the last season.
A lot of times that ended up happening. Joseph brought up there's a black version of ABC's The Wonder Years, directed by a former 1980s actor in the 80s, original The Wonder Years, Fred Savage. He's definitely a producer of it. He may have directed a couple of shows as well. He definitely is a producer of the new version. I believe he's one of the executive producers. And I want to say that what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. The guy who did I can't think of his name right now. The guy who did Precious and all that. I thought he was an executive producer.
I think Lee Daniels, but no,
Lee Daniels.
I'm opposed to it because you could have kept the idea of, you looking back and having the running monologue, but it didn't have to be called The Wonder Years because we've already seen The Wonder Years. You should have called it something else so that this show could stand out on its own. Keep it in the mode of The Wonder Years, but not.
So you don't mind, you don't mind it having the same formula as the Wonder Years, but you don't want to call it the Wonder Years. Now, apparently, it's taking place in the 70s, right? Was it taking place around the same time, right?
Around the same time.
But it's like a different part of town. It's like the same town, I think, but a different area.
I think it's a different area. But I mean, realistically speaking, we've already seen another version of the Wonder Years. It was called How I Met Your Mother. I mean, it's all, realistically speaking, the entire series is shown from a flashback perspective. So we've already seen that, but they didn't call it the Wonder Years. They called it How I Met Your Mother. I wonder how I met your. So they could have called this anything else except the Wonder Years. And would we still want to see it? Yeah, but now you let this show stand on its own merit. You know.
Okay, I can get with that. I mean, I kind of see what they were trying to do as well, but I can get with that. Now, would you have a problem with them doing Wonder Years, kind of like how they did Boy Meets World, how they continued with Fred Savage's daughter or whatever?
That's different.
Ben Savage's daughter.
Now that's different. If they would have continued that the characters from the original Wonder Years, then yes, I'm okay, because you're just giving me a continuation of the original story. But and even if you brought in new characters, but don't give me and say, well, the original series is white and now the series is black. So now we're still going to cross it, because like listen to me. I know everybody wants this whole inclusion things, but certain things let us in on, like, personally, I don't want to see a white version of the Jeffersons. I don't. So don't give me.
I mean, right? No, I get what you're saying, but here's the deal. Let's just say that's a good idea what you just said. Let's just say someone decided to come up with a show that was a white couple in that same building that the Jeffersons, because Jefferson was pretty much the only black couple in that building anyway. So let's just say the Willises, you know, or well, they're not a white couple because one was black, but if they did a show based on a couple that was in that building, you know, with the Jeffersons, obviously,
so let's say you so let's just sit there and say, for sake of argument, you do a show where you now have a white couple and they move down to Atlanta, right? They moved into the heart of Atlanta, and it's an all black neighborhood, and they're the only white couple on this neighborhood, and you called it the Jeffersons. No, no. That's not the Jeffersons.
Obviously, it's not the Jeffersons, but that's a little different because that was their last name. Well, how about this? They could have did what they did with the Wonder Years. They could do with Family Matters. They could take Family Matters and do a white family that was in the same time, that was in the same town, but lived down the street.
But don't call it Family Matters. Don't call it Family Matters. Call it whatever you want to. Call it Jackson Place or whatever. Don't call it, because it's not Family Matters.
Why is it Family Matters?
It's not.
Family Matters is a broad title. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm just saying
it is not.
It is a broad title. It's a broad title. See, so you can't use the Jeffersons because that was their last name. So
okay, but then I'll give you another example. Okay, I'll give you another example. I love The Odd Couple.
Right.
I love The Odd Couple. I don't want to see you giving me a show about now two women living in an apartment. One is a slob and one is super clean, and you call it The Odd Couple.
That. No, you're gonna get that.
You're gonna get that, but I don't. But I wouldn't want to see that.
Why not?
Because it's not the Odd Couple.
If they're an odd couple, why would
that is not no. That is not The Odd Couple. The Odd Couple is Felix and Oscar.
But it's the same formula. It's the same formula.
It could be because we've had TV series that rely upon the exact same formulas. Okay. Yeah. But you don't call it the same show. You don't.
Yeah, they do.
You know,
sometimes.
Three's Company is vastly different than The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Right? But it's called something different. Let each show stand on its own.
No, I get your point, but what I'm saying is some of these cats, let's just say Three's Company. That's another show that could be remade because it has a broad title. So if they decided to remake it.
No. If you're gonna remake it, then the people, the characters in it should be Jack, Chrissy, and Janet. Don't give me Betsy, Veronica, and Willis. Don't do that, because then it's not Three's Company. It's not. And not for nothing. Speaking about this, a better example. We all saw Sex and the City, right?
Mm-hmm.
All saw Sex and the City. What's the black version of Sex and the City?
What do you call this show? The girl who was on our who gave our intro. I can't think of her name right now.
No, it's not. It's Girlfriends. Girlfriends.
Oh, Girlfriends. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And with that one, Insecure is basically Girlfriends. But right. It's not called
like Girlfriends, yeah.
It's not called Girlfriends. It's not called Sex in the City, even though it has the exact same elements,
same formulas,
same formula. But you let Sex and the City stand on its own. You let Girlfriends stand on its own. You let Insecure stand on its own. So now this is the last year Insecure. So now if they're going to take it. Now don't get me wrong. If they're going to take a character. Now this has happened, where
a spinoff is different. Spinoff is different. But now, yeah. So what you're saying is, you don't have a problem with the formula of the Wonder Years, but you don't want it being called the Wonder Years, even though it takes place at the exact same time. It's just a different family.
Different family.
It's different family. So if they made a black version of that '70s show. Of just a black family in the 70s around that time that lived near the people that was in that 70s show.
It's not the 70s show. It's not, because the 70s it could be based in the 70s, but it's not the 70s show. You have to call it something different. If you want to say the 70s show presents such and such, okay. If you want to take the original brand and put the name in it so that people get used to it, okay, I might be like, okay, but no.
Would so? I guess with this whole Wonder Years,
Punky Brewster is not Different Strokes. It's not.
We know that, but you can't take some of the names. That's different. Like you can't like I said. So let's do another one. Let's do a black show. Let's do Good Times. Let's do Good Times. A white family in Chicago.
Okay, but wait.
And call it Good Time in the ghetto of Chicago.
And so what did they do? They okay, so you have a family that's in Chicago. You want to keep that premises. What did you get another show with a family in Chicago? Married with Children. Is it completely different than Good Times? Of course it is.
Well, of course it is. But they weren't in the ghetto.
They weren't. No, but wait a minute. Hold on a second. Were they in the ghetto? Because when you look at Al
was a regular working man. Yeah, he was a regular working man. They weren't rich, but they weren't in the ghetto.
So think about this, right? The ghetto of the 90s is drastically different than the ghetto of the 70s. Okay, so now think about it. You have the Bundys and you have the Evans. Both of them important. Now you have the wife in Good Times. The wife was a maid, and all the Peg didn't work. You had the one smart sibling, you had the one dumb sibling, and then you had the nosy neighbor.
Yeah.
So so you got the basic formula. You just that Married with Children added a couple things. Now the nosy neighbor is no longer single. She's married. You have the smart kid that's smart but couldn't get any girls. Then you had the dumb girl that got all the dudes. Where it could have been the other way around. So you changed it around a little bit, but it's basically the same formula, but it's not called Good Times.
Yeah, but
it's not even called Shoe Times. It could have been called Shoe Times, and at least it would have been different.
Vogan said they were in the suburbs. They definitely weren't in the ghetto. Well, so okay, last one. I'm having fun with this. So now, okay, so here is to support your point, Ralph.
Okay,
here's to support your point. All in the Family. They took a family that lived on that block and called it the Jeffersons. They didn't call it All in the Family, but it's a spinoff. So they took the Jeffersons, which lived in the same neighborhood as Archie Bunker. Yeah, it's the Bunkers. The Jeffersons were the next door neighbors of the Bunkers. And they ended up getting their own show, obviously, the Jeffersons. So what about that then? What about All in the Family? What if they took a new cast and called it All in the Family? You need them to be the same people.
They gotta be the same people.
It's gotta be Archie, Edith Bunker,
Archie, Edith, Meathead, and Gloria. Yeah, it's gotta be them. No, it can't. Don't give me.
But what if they did a black family?
Then you still would have to call it. I mean, I wouldn't like it, but you would still have to call them the exact same names because that's All in the Family.
Yeah,
that just like listen. If everybody decides to remake the Cosby Show, okay. Now, obviously, they're not going to call it the Cosby Show because the Cosby Show is Bill Cosby. But
it's just Bill Cosby.
But they did a different world. They did a different world.
That's a broad.
That's a pretty broad, different world. But if they were to redo different world, right, and they got somebody else, a white female playing Whitley, it doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Why not?
Doesn't work.
Why not? All Whitley was Blair Warner from Facts of Life. That's pretty much that was Whitley.
Okay, but when they did it, did they call it Facts of Life? No, they call it. So that's what I'm saying. If you're going to use the same title as something, then the characters are gotta be saying, listen, when they redid Battlestar Galactica, they kept every single person that was in the original Battlestar Galactica is in the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. They may have interchanged the parts where now Apollo is a guy but Starbuck is now a female, but it's still Starbuck. They didn't call her something totally different. So you still got.
Why don't you have a problem with that? It's a female now.
That's fine. But it's still called Battlestar Galactica. But they didn't take Starbuck and calling him Starbuck in the original series. So now in the reboot, you get rid of Starbuck and now you call her Buckstar. That's the different. Now it's a different character.
It's a different character.
It's a different character.
I mean, so what you're saying is, I get what you're saying, and it has a valid point. It has a valid point. Basically, Living Single was Friends. It was Living Single. Friends was the white version of Living Single. They just didn't call it Living Single.
Exactly.
They called it Friends.
And Vulcan, you absolutely right. Blackish is the Cosby Show. Frankly,
yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, it basically is the Cosby Show. It's like
except they got a lot. Except Blackish got a lot more money behind them. the mother and father got a lot more money. I don't know. Wait a minute. Do they? Because the mother in Blackish is a doctor, but isn't the father like an advertising executive or something like that?
Yeah, he's something.
I think
that.
So. And
but no, because the Huxtables was a lawyer and a doctor.
And the doctors, yeah. Okay,
so they had bread too.
They had bread too. But they had 80.
To live at a brownstone in Brooklyn, they had bread.
Yeah, but that's 1980s bread. This is 2020s bread. So maybe the Blackish cast is a little more. But you had the son who we thought was dumb on Cosby Show. Turned out that he had a problem. Now you have the one kid. They have two sons on Blacklist. You have the one girl that's super hot in both series that goes off to college, and not for nothing, both of the two girls go off to college, and there's two spin-off series. Different World in Blackish, and I think the other one is called something-ish. But it's
else-ish.
Yeah. Right. But they kept the ish part. They kept the ish part, but just put something in front of it.
Because there's that else.
I think it's called youngish.
Grownish.
Yeah. Right. Because now she's growing up. Because
she's grown-ish. She ain't grown up. She's grown-ish. Yeah, I got you. I don't know how after all of that, hearing your point and stuff, I don't really know how I feel about it being called the Wonder Years. I get what they were trying to do. I get their premise. So if they didn't call it the Wonder Years, there's no point in having Fred Savage involved in it.
Now
that's the deal.
Now that's the fun.
He's kind of like the Hook.
He's the Hook. Like, well, you got the guy that was in that played Fred in the original series. He's come back, but now he's directing it. Right? It might it's like when they did Star Trek. When they redid Star Trek, okay, they redid Star Trek, right? But then after Star Trek, then they had Star Trek Next Generation. They didn't have who's Captain of the Enterprise. It ain't Kirk. It's somebody totally different. And it says Star Trek ... the Next Generation. Right? So you get the idea that this is still the same universe.
They set you up. Yeah, same universe, different
but expanded.
Group of people.
Right. Now when they when they started doing when they decided to redo the movie of Star Trek, who's back in the movie? Captain Kirk. Spock.
So so what if they called it the Wonder Years ... the Next Generation?
It's
not something like that.
It's not the Next Generation.
The Wonder Years, the Next Family.
now see
next door. Like Wonder Years,
something
next door. Right.
Then now you're talking something completely. Now it's the Wonder Years universe.
Something else, right?
But it's a different family. That somehow that original family is. You get the idea that they're somewhere in the neighborhood. They're somewhere around, and they may pop up from time to time because they're next door neighbors. Of course, you're going to see Winnie popping up every once in a blue moon. Okay, or even if it said the Next Generation, where now the two of them are grown, living in that same house, and this is another family, and they see him, and they're coming in and saying, "Dad used to remember when we were like that."
So you're okay. So you're okay,
I'm okay
with
that one.
Got you. Now I understand completely. You're okay with it because yes, it's still called the Wonder Years, but it's another version of it, and you're letting people know. It's another version of it.
Just like
you're not trying to gaslight nobody and say this is the Wonder Years.
Right. Because see, if I'm sitting there and I just heard that the Wonder Years was coming back to me, I'm thinking, holy damn, it's them as adults.
Yeah.
They've come back. like how they did Boy Meets Girl, isn't the one called now Girl Meets Boy?
Yeah, Girl Meets World. Yeah. So it's like Boy Meets World and then there's Girl Meets World.
But you got
the Full House was Fuller House.
Yeah.
Right. You know? Okay. It's the same story, same people.
Same story. Same thing with like Saved
cast.
Saved by the Bell, Next Generation.
Set. Right. You know, got you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I can get on board with that, Ralph. I can get on board.
So to all you guys in Hollywood, no, I don't want to see a reboot of the Jeffersons where now Louise and George are white. It doesn't work. I don't want to see I don't want to see a reboot of Cheers where now Sam Malone is some black guy that used to play football for the NFL and he blew out a knee and now he owns a bar in downtown Dallas somewhere, you know, and he's got a white girl named Diane. That's no. If you want to take that premise, great. The premise sounds good. An ex-football player that blew out his knee and now he's bartending.
Don't call it Cheers.
Don't call it
Cheers. Call it Bottoms Up or something like that.
You know, call it Last Call. I don't care. Just don't call it Cheers because Cheers is Sam Malone and Diane and Coach and Woody and all them. That's just how it is.
I hear you. No, I can get on board with that. I get where you go.
I'm trying to gaslight me, man. Come on.
To gaslight people, talk about
I'm thinking, damn, man, y'all coming back. You know, if you notice the TV shows that have decided to quote unquote come back, like for another couple episodes, it's the same. It's the same crew. You know, like
same people, same cast,
same characters. I would love to. Someone asked me this other day, say, "What show would you like to see come back?" Personally, there's only two shows I would like to see come back. I would like to see a One Final Year Married with Children, where Al actually wins the lottery, and he gets all the biggins, and Girlfriends, where you actually see Joan Clayton get married. Those two series I would like to see. I was leaning towards as if you give me like an update, I would like to see an update of A Different World to see if Dwayne and Whitley are still married.
Right.
I would like.
So you'd like to see that.
I like to see that. You know.
Is there? What about Family Matters? What about a continuation for that?
That's
you want
another
to check
one.
it. You want to check in on Laura and
did they
and
actually
Urkel?
Did they actually get married?
I think they did. Didn't they get married?
They got engaged. They never got the last season where they were supposed to get married, but then they got canceled. But does Steve and Laura actually get married? And if they are married,
wait a minute. So they never actually got married? You sure?
No, they got
even at the season when he went to space.
When he went to space, they got engaged. They did not get married. There was supposed to be another season.
A wedding.
They never had a wedding.
They should. Wow.
You know, but yes, I would like to see those. And there's some other shows that I wouldn't mind seeing. You know, if they did like a limited run to wrap up some storylines. You know.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, but I mean, you know, another show that never got a finish. I mean, I don't care. I don't think if anyone cares, but the Wayans brothers, they never got a final.
They never got a finish.
They got that final season. Jamie Foxx did get a final season, I think. Did he marry Fancy?
No, he didn't marry Fancy. Remember, they moved to New York. But there you go. What happened when they did she really marry him? Did Jamie get another job? You know,
right.
Is the hotel?
Did he go back into the music? Did he become a musician?
Right.
Is she? Yeah. You could do like a limited. 8 episode limited series.
Maybe 10. Maybe 10. Yeah. But I could go with 8.
I can go with 8. I need an 8 episode. So there's a good question posed to everyone out there listening. Post in the comments. If you're watching this later on, post it in the comments. What show would you like to see a wrap up, limited wrap up season? Or a continuation. Even and if the show was wrapped up, would you like to just check on them and see what's going on with them? So, like we said, what show did get an ending or did get a wrap up season, but you wouldn't mind checking in on them?
Before I get to that, the question that Joseph just asked about the Connors. Okay, I get Joseph. I get where you're coming with from the Connors, but however, the Connors it still falls in what I'm saying. They rebooted it, right, as a continuation of Roseanne. It's still, but all the characters are still the characters from Roseanne. It's not like you saw the Connors and it's now it's a Roseanne and Dan. It's now Laquita and Joe Buck. It's still the Connors. Now, in hindsight, if Roseanne Barr didn't get fired from the show, it still would have been called the Connors, but Roseanne still would have been a part of the show. Right. But if you're going to show the Connors, like if I'm thinking the Connors, and ABC said we have a new show coming 2022 called The Connors, and I see produced by Roseanne, I'm thinking, oh damn, it's a continuation of Roseanne. But if you give me Al Bundy in there, then that ain't the Connors.
Right. So Vogue said, "True, I would like to see a wrap up of Girlfriends as well." She's so we got Girlfriends on the list. What about Family Matters? Most definitely.
Family Matters.
Definitely got to get a wrap up of Family Matters because that's not good.
You can't.
You know what else? I would like. You know what I like to check in on because I didn't like how they wrapped them up. Because they kind of rush, which a lot of these shows end up getting canceled and they don't realize it, and then they rush. I would love to check in on the Heffernans. I'd like to check in on the King of Queens. Yeah, the King of Queens. Yeah, because they're the way they kind of, because it was like they were trying to have a baby, then she couldn't have a baby. Then finally they went and adopted a baby. And then found out she was pregnant with a baby. And then they did do a time jump.
That's never. Sometimes it's not good because
I know I don't like time jumps either. That is a lazy way of writing, doing a time jump. They did that with Glee. And shout out to my son. You know what I'm saying, Deontay, aka Prime Time. Yo. I was used to watch Glee. They did that with Glee, and he always gets on me because to this day, I never watched the end. I've never watched the last episode of Glee because I kind of heard about it, I read about it, and then I didn't watch it, and I was just like, I don't want to watch it. I'm just like, they do like this time jump to try to show you, like nah, it doesn't always work.
No, because if like necessary where she's trying, where they adopt the baby and find out she's pregnant, and then you time jump where now she's had the baby. The baby's like 5 years old, and she's got the. What happened in that 5-year period? There's a bunch of jokes that happened in it. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore 5 years. Like she came out 5. No,
right? You're gonna ignore 5 years of jokes. Exactly. So yeah, I agree. So I'm saying I want to check in on the Heffernans. I want to see how that goes.
Although they can't do it, I would have liked to have seen a real last year of The Sopranos.
Oh my goodness.
Does Tony die or does he go to jail?
If anything, that's number one on my list. I'm glad you brought that up. That's number one. Yeah, and they're about, that movie's about to come out. The mini
it's a prequel
it's a prequel.
Saints of Newark.
Saints of Newark.
Prequel.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not going to tell you. At least I would
it's not
imagine.
Going to tell you nothing.
But I would imagine that it's not going to tell you what happened to Tony Soprano.
The way I look at it is they had to have shot
something.
They had to shoot something.
Yeah.
You can't have just been like. Imagine if they were just like, okay, cut. That's out. That's it. That's all we're shooting. We're wrapped. Like, wait a minute. You're not even gonna shoot the ending. But the funny thing is, it almost makes me think that they didn't, Ralph, because
I think
they've never talked about it.
But I think the plan for that was that The Sopranos was going to go to the big screen.
Yeah,
because I mean, realistically speaking, that's exactly.
Unfortunately, James Gandolfini passed away,
and that's what they weren't counting on, because that's exactly what they. If you look at Sex and the City, the TV show, the last episode of Sex and the City, where Big and Carrie get back together, they left it where they got back together. But you said, but wait a minute, if y'all got back together, now what? And then you did the movie where they got married. So I think if they would have did the Sopranos movie, it would have resolved the question with only two things: does Tony die or does he go to jail? Because no matter what, he wasn't getting away with it. Because they set it up in that episode that somebody had talked.
Yeah.
Right. So does he go to jail or does he die? Right.
Yeah.
And then the question, which would have been, if he dies, who takes over? Because his crew was getting killed.
They were all getting killed. Yeah.
So who takes over? His wife? Does she take over?
Anthony Jr.
It couldn't have been Anthony Jr. But does Meadow take over? I would have went with Meadow. Meadow would have.
She probably would have been the most I don't want to say level-headed. She kind of seemed like she could handle it.
Yeah,
if she had to.
She was groomed for it.
She was groomed for it. She was gully, man. She had the stomach for it. You know what I mean? Like
Anthony
everybody
Jr. doesn't have it. He didn't have it. He was kind of soft.
He started changing a little bit. He started
then he got
hardening
soft
up a little
again
bit as he got older. And
then he got soft. Sorry, Anthony.
After he got with that chick and she
the Latino heat.
She turned him out, boy. He was
and
done.
She could turn me out too. But
he was done.
I'm saying, Danny Ramirez isn't on my list, but I mean, she's
Danny
now Rosalind Sanchez. Leave Rosalind Sanchez alone.
Oh, here's an interesting one. Black Lightning shouldn't even be canceled right now. So Black Lightning. Okay, I could get with that.
All right, I'll go with Black Lightning.
What else show would I like to have seen that just didn't have a great ending? You want to see, like you said, I think A Different World. I'd like to check in on them and see what's going on.
I would even think that all the series all the Marvel series that was on Netflix, I think you do owe them another season to wrap up their storyline. Jessica Jones was kind of sort of the series was kind of wrapped up, but certainly The Punisher. Yeah. I mean Daredevil,
They kind of wrapped Daredevil up. Luke Cage was not though. That one I'd like to see.
That one and he didn't get wrapped
because the
up
way
in
they
it.
had Luke Cage, they just kind of left it really open with him. You don't know if he was, gonna turn to the dark side or if he was, you know what I mean? Like you didn't know. So I would love to see another season of Luke Cage, and see what becomes of Luke, because that should. Does he do the Heroes for Hire thing? Because him, originally in the comic books, him and Iron Fist, they became the Heroes for Hire, where they were pretty much what that was. It was like the Equalizer, but superheroes. You know what I'm saying? You could like hire them to
now classic series, and I think this would be interesting because of who the person is. I would like to see another season of Family Ties, where you have Michael J. Fox on, and that is certainly addressed that in his rise to be a yuppie, he got MD. And how does Alex P. Keaton deal with him now having MD? Does his sister continue to be a dummy? Does the other one continue to be Tina Youngers? Does she become? Because I think in the series she was getting music. Does she become this rock star? What happens? Like how does the MD affect Elise and what was his father's name? Steven. How does it affect them? Like because they were like 60s hippies that had kids, and now in the yuppie era. So now you go from the yuppie era to Generation X. How do they deal? That might be something, but you can't. Once again, if you do that, and I'm saying if they did that, you gotta have Michael J. Fox in it, because the series is geared around him. It ain't geared around the parents. It's geared around.
But he kind of did his series geared around him. His series is actually pretty cool.
His series was good too. I mean, but they kind of wrapped up that storyline with him on Spin City. They wrapped it up. I would like to see another year of Rescue Me. I would love.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah, that was a good.
But there was another. There's a couple of shows that I would. There was a show that got canceled.
The Shield.
Man, I would love to see what happened with Mackie. What's going on with Big Mackie? I hated that ending of The Shield. Even though, yes, Mackie is kind of like in hell where he's at, because he's a
desk cop.
A desk cop. That's like
but that last scene when he grabbed his gun in his bag and he ran out the door. What happened to him? What happens to Mackie? Does all this stuff that he did, and now that he confessed to it, and now the police are aware of him, do they?
Because Big Mac, like everyone all these shows need to go and watch Breaking Bad, how they wrapped up his arc.
Breaking Bad was wrapped up. There ain't no coming back to that.
No, it was wrapped up perfectly. Actually, Sons of Anarchy, they wrapped that up pretty decent too, because they kind of saw what was going on there. Jax didn't make it. Spoiler alert. So, you gotta so they wrapped that up pretty decent. I want to see what's up. The Shield, man. The Shield. I want to see how that turns out. I see how that turns out.
That was the show, man. I would slowly catch The Shield, but when I found out about it, I was like, I gotta watch this every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I need to see The Shield, because Ben Mackie was just out there. He was killing. First episode, he killed his own boy. He killed his own partner.
Oh man, he killed a lot of people, man. When you're like, oh my god, yeah. I mean,
and then you brought Forrest Whitaker on it, and that in that show, I like the season when Anthony Anderson came on, and he was just straight up gangster.
Yeah.
He wasn't smiling. He wasn't cracking jokes. He gave you that look like, if you don't get out of my face right now.
I like Forrest Whitaker's character though. Yeah. Forrest Whitaker's character was brilliant. The way they had him, man.
When Mackie said, "I made your wife come twice,"
it was like, yo, he lost it. He lost it. Yo, Mackie got it. He was like, yo.
He got in his head. He got in his head.
Your wife tastes like this, but yo,
he tastes like strawberries.
Yo, he lost it, and you never saw a character lose it like that.
No,
like he went into like a room and did it too. He went into a room and just like lost it, man.
And then the white kid, he said,
quick. Okay.
Then when the white kid said, "Yeah, he made me come twice," it was like, damn.
That was it. He was done. He was done. So here it is before we end the show. We're winding down. In the honor of this, I found something online that says the top 40 shows that didn't get the ending they deserve. Full House is in there.
But you got Fuller House.
But you got Fuller House. So I don't really
I can't count
that.
Be
on there. Right. Girlfriends is on there, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Freaks and Geeks they have here. I didn't watch that show. The Arrangement. Then they have My Name is Earl.
I never really liked My Name is Earl. I didn't like Pushing Daisies.
Pushing Daisies. Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I agree.
But see, the problem with that is that you kind of sort of saw what happened to Sarah in the movie.
Yeah, in the movie. So, you saw what became of her.
Yeah.
But these are kind of like in between stuff, right? Dallas, they took it back. They said, are we seriously going to leave things off with
well, Dallas and Dynasty.
Elena find out she's pregnant and then watching Christopher's car explode. Seriously, that's what they said.
Well, so Dallas and Dynasty, I might give you those two. That there really wasn't a wrap up.
Right.
Even though they've been rebooted, but it would have been cool to see.
and Dallas both was rebooted. Yeah.
It would have been cool to see what happened to the original Alexis Carrington. Like, what happened to her?
My so-called. I'm sorry, like I said before, I always said, and when we had Rob Riley on here, who's now on Dynasty, I used to always say, man, I wish when they brought in the new Alexis, it should have been Heather Locklear or somebody who playing Alexis in the new series. You know what I mean? Alexis character. My So-Called Life they have here. Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman.
No,
what's
because
the identity of the tiny baby wrapped in the cape? That's what they put there. Because they had a baby they kind of wrapped their series up though.
Yeah.
There's Joan of Arcadia, Melrose Place.
Not a fan of it.
They said it's a pretty cruel joke to have this series rebooted and then have it end with Amanda Woodward, Heather Locklear, getting locked up. Well, and then they got Agent Carter.
Yeah.
Agent Carter, right? Yeah. So I thought they were gonna continue that too. I thought they were gonna try to continue that somewhere.
That was a good show. They should have continued Agent Carter. I would have took another year of Agent Carter over any year as an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Sorry.
They have no, that's funny. They have Mork and Mindy here. Mork and Mindy get married. Mork outs himself as an alien, and then they get stuck in a time vortex, specifically in the prehistoric age. The fact that we'll never know what happened after that isn't exactly funny.
Nah.
At least they had an ending. They got married. He came out as an alien. When they brought
Jonathan Winters in it as the baby, I was like, no. Same thing with Happy. I mean, even though Happy Days really did give you something of an ending where Richie comes back and he's in the army, and you found out that he married his girl, and then you get Joni Loves Chachi, but I would take an ending of Laverne and Shirley. I would have liked to see the real ending to that.
See the real ending to that. Here's another one they got here. Show V.
But I'm sorry. Look for V got wrapped up with the movies. There was no need for TV series.
The movie, because they did
the movie wrapped it up. Yeah. You didn't need a TV series.
They got Alf. Alf is on the list. I don't know.
They redid that one. And
Hannibal.
Really
I don't see something like Hannibal once again. If it's a show that's sort of like a in between or a sequel or a prequel, and if it gets, I don't know, it gets tied up with the movie. You know what happened. You know what becomes of Hannibal. But this guy obviously he's not
if
old as Anthony Hopkins, so it's obviously a prequel show, right?
Now, if you said Hannibal the movie, I need this because the movie ends different in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Hannibal and Clarice become boyfriend and girlfriend, and she becomes a cannibal too.
Well,
that's how the book is.
Heroes. Kevin says Heroes. Okay, I agree because they continued Heroes and it was bad. I didn't like the way
it was garbage.
That was terrible. The first Heroes, the first other than them stealing my idea, but that's a whole nother story for another show. But they had that fourth season or fifth season they had with that kind of like tried to bring it back up. No Peter, Angel.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yes,
I agree with that. Angel should.
It just left with like they started the apocalypse and now it went to black. Like really,
it just went to black. It just cut the black. Yeah, Angel. I agree with that. And then you got Alphas. I did like Alphas as well. I thought I would have liked to have seen some more of that show. That was an interesting show. Ringer they got here. Who else? I'm jumping around. Soap took it back. Soap. It took place in the 70s, but people. It says here. This is what they put there. It took place in the 70s, but people are still a bit frustrated with the final scene of Soap, where the main character, Jessica, is standing in front of the firing squad about to be executed. We hear the shots. We see her flinch, but is she okay?
I would say the same if you're going to go there for Benson, because Benson becomes lieutenant governor. And I think the last episode where he was actually running for governor, and you don't know what happens.
Yeah,
but does he make it?
Here's another one I agree with, because this was a good show. The Tomorrow People, that was another good show that was on. Yeah, I did like that. They said so much seeing what the change really meant for those involved. They said when he just finally discovered that Stephen Jameson's special powers were that he can reverse time, and ultimately was able to stop a shooting. The story was overdue and then cancellation. Yeah, so I agree with that. And I'm gonna throw another one in there and say, Timeless. They did do a movie. They did a wrap-up movie to it, like a kind of like a special. That's what they did. NBC came back and did like a 2-part special to kind of wrap up what happened with Timeless. It felt rushed to me. But at least
I would have liked to see a wrap up. What was it? The 3300, where all the people came back after being missing.
Oh, the 4400. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I would.
Okay, they have on this list. They got Moesha on this list. There were plans to resolve the many cliffhangers that Moesha left us with: an unexpected pregnancy, an abduction, relationship drama, etc. In the new series, The Parkers. But that never happened. They were supposed to try to wrap that up in The Parkers, but they never wrapped up what was going on in Moesha. See how they do the black people? See how they do the black folks?
I don't know if I want to see it last year, Moesha, because like what she gonna get with Q? What she gonna get with what's his name?
Dude, yeah. What was his name? Like Hakeem? I think Hakeem and Q.
You know?
Yeah. Kevin said Hemlock Grove. This series here, Pitch. I didn't get a chance to watch this. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah.
It was on HBO. That seemed good.
Pitch got robbed. It really got robbed. It was a good premise. The first black female pitcher for a professional baseball team.
Yeah,
and it just got. It's typical what happened.
It stinks to end things. It says it stinks to end things with the same woman getting an MRI for potentially career-ending injury.
Yeah. It got robbed because it was on Fox, because October and stuff, they got the World Series and stuff bounces all over the place, and it just that needed to be constant, But I can't feel too bad for the lead because she's got a pretty big lead in another TV show, so I can't feel too bad for her.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
She's captain of the Starship Discovery on Star
Yeah,
Trek.
yeah.
So
That's true. So you can't be fair. Yeah, she's happy that they can't.
Yeah, I'm quite sure she's real happy.
Now. She got a bigger role now. So yeah, I agree with a lot of these. Any other shows that I could think of? Maybe
I had thought.
I didn't like how they wrapped up Arrow, to be honest with you, because the cast wasn't even all on board. Like Emily Beck Records, who you know, she was like in and out, like, you know, that they were having. I don't like when it gets so bad where the cat just Martin. Yeah, Kevin said the Shield too. Martin deserves a better ending,
especially now that Martin and Tisha Campbell have made up. Yeah, you guys owe us because you wrecked the last year.
You wrecked the last season of Martin. That deserves a wrap up show, a wrap up limited series, like you said, Ralph. Maybe 8 episodes. And I'm gonna say one more that's fairly new. I'm gonna say the Get Down. I want to see more of the Get Down. I saw an episode
that was
a limited series.
It was on VH1, right? I saw an episode.
No, the Get Down was actually on Netflix.
Oh no, it was a series that was on VH1 that dealt with this girl trying to break into the music business. I thought it was called The Get Down.
No, the Get Down's on Netflix. Very cool show. Is, you know, about, you know, young dudes in the 70s coming up, you know, hip hop. Like, it was really kind of like about the Cold Crush brothers. You know what I mean? And you had like someone like my man, what's his name? Shamik Moore, who actually plays on that Wu-Tang show now. He also plays Spider-Man in the Into the Spider-Verse. He plays Miles Morales' voice. He was in the Get Down, and he played a character that was basically like Grandmaster Flash. You know what I mean? But that was a good show too. That I wanted to see more of that, and it did. But, you know, like I said, man, you know, it's so once again, before we end the show, next week is the show. Everybody come back, join us. It was the Last American Virgin show. We will be reuniting Gary and Karen with a K, aka Lawrence Morrison and Dianna Franklin, reunited.
Look at that image right there. They look all lovey-dovey. That image right there. But
no. Now here's the deal. They're both going to be here. We're going to be talking about the upcoming. I'm sure they have some sort of celebration set up for the upcoming 40th anniversary of The Last American Virgin.
Is it going to be re-released in the theaters? I mean, you think
that would be cool, right?
Do you think they would put it back in the theater, like one of those fandom events? You know, had it, like they
that
put
would be
something.
Awesome, right?
I would go see it, just see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
I would be willing to pay money to go see the Last American Virgin.
Last American Virgin. So Dianna Franklin, you know, we'll talk about both of their careers, what they've been doing. Dianna Franklin has been recently in stuff and doing things. Not sure about Lawrence, and we'll find out. We'll ask him. But the main thing I want y'all here for, because I need y'all's help. We need to figure out what could have Gary have done differently, if anything, to get a different outcome than he did, or that devastating final scene, that devastating ending, the ending that was heard around the world and broke hearts all over the world, along with poor Gary. So, is there anything that Gary could have did differently? If there is, what could he have done differently?
Knuckle game.
That's the question. And so, let's talk about that. We'll do some giveaways. We'll do some trivia. I want everybody. Hopefully, I'm trying to get my new setup where I could maybe take some phone calls next week, which would be awesome. If my new setup is set up by then, I should be able to take phone calls, and maybe we can get some fans calling in, because a lot of people, I understand, they get a little nervous about getting on camera. So, but they don't. Just to let you know, you don't have to get on camera. You're technically on camera, but you don't have to be on camera. You have to turn on your camera. Just have your voice. But we'll try to get some phone calls, get some fans. We'll see what's up. Next week's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be a real fun show having them in. Always great to have Dianna Franklin. She is amazing, cool, down the earth person. From the first day I met her at the New York Comic Con when she was promoting her book, I met her I was just walking around the floor. She wasn't even there. I don't know if she did a panel or not, but she was just walking around the floor. And I'm like, hey, I know you. And she turned around and she's like, oh, yeah? I'm like, yeah, you do? I'm like, yeah, you're Dianna Franklin. I know you. I was like, oh, yeah. And, I tried to say it not sounding creepy. But I'm like, oh, I know you. But she's like, hey, and then we just talked, And I was just like, yo, she was so cool, man. We took pictures and we, blah, blah, blah. And that's how it all started. We got on the show. Boom. There you go. So there you go, man. That's it. That's all I got for you. Thanks again for everybody that Joseph Tanner said Gary should have got laid. Well, I guess he wouldn't be the last American virgin if he got laid. But that's another funny, little question there. He ended up getting crabs. Did he actually have sex with the hooker?
That's the only way you get crabs is you have to have sex.
So he had sex with the hooker.
He's not the last American
not really a virgin. Yeah, he's not really a virgin. I mean, does that count? Will you not count that because it was a hooker?
Oh, you count it. Sex is sex.
You gotta count. Sex is sex.
Well, let me rephrase that. Sex with another person counts. Sex with yourself, maybe not. But sex with someone else, that kind of what it counts,
Sex with yourself.
Yeah, I don't know if sex with yourself really counts because you're not interacting with somebody else.
But sex with another human being.
I think that counts.
Another human being, that should count, whether you want it to count or not. If he had sex with the hooker, which he obviously did because he caught crabs like the rest of them, he didn't do much with the hooker, but it's like that's what she was playing. I'm like, oh, that's all you got.
That's all you got.
Yeah. She just went in. So that reminds me, Dianna Franklin said if they would ever remake the Last American Virgin, she would come back as the hooker and play the hooker. And she's like, it's almost like a subliminal of this is what became of Karen.
I want to ask Dianna Franklin, right, and only her, that during that time, that was the beginning of right around time of the rise of the Brat Pack, right? Is she considered
a little bit before the Brat Pack, though?
Yes.
That was 82.
82. Brat Pack is like 84 to like
84-ish.
Right.
Yeah.
But is she? But because she has done some stuff in that time, is she considered a member of the Brat Pack? Because there's a lot of people that's considered part of the Brat Pack that aren't the original members.
I know, but which I don't like that. I don't like that. Like the Brat Pack are the ones that, because they all got that thing in common that they did a lot of John Hughes films and blah blah blah. But that's kind of like that. The Brat Pack is, we know who they are. They start adding all these other people in because of the time frame, but I don't think so. But you was either you part of Brat Pack if you was in St. Elmo's Fire or Breakfast Club, Sweet 16, 16 Candles, stuff like that, and it's not just confined to John Hughes films, obviously,
right.
But
what I'm saying,
that group of.
But what I'm saying is that like because first people say off that Matthew Broderick is not considered part of the Brat Pack, but most people will say that he is a member of the Brat Pack.
He's not.
But I mean, we know that he's not. But
he
I
was
guess,
on his own. You know what I mean? He was his film was a standalone. Like the Brat Pack was a bunch of because he didn't appear in none of those other films.
No, he didn't.
That's
but
what.
How you gonna have a Brat Pack without Ferris? That's the how you have a Brat Pack without Ferris?
Hell, you can't bend the rules, Ralph. You can't have.
How you gonna have the Brat Pack without Ferris?
Because he ain't part of the Brat Pack. The Brat Pack represented those group of actors that played in a lot of the same movies with each other, appeared in a group of movies, and at the same time, these actors were also all kind of breaking into the business at the same time. They all kind of like came up together. That's what the whole thing, I know that, but if you look at Matthew Broderick, yes, he's got Ferris Bueller, but he also got War Games. He's got Biloxi Blues. He's got another movie that I saw with him and Glenda Mason. He's part of that era, so to speak. Same thing with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise in the era, but Tom Cruise is not a member of the Brat Pack. But most people sit there and say that of anybody, because he was in Outsiders, maybe they talk about,
and then Risky Business, losing it. Yeah. But most people sit there when they say who you think about. Most people, when you say the Brat Pack, they think about the actors in that time period. Most people will say Tom Cruise, but he's Tom Cruise or Sean Penn.
Part of it.
Like same thing with Sean Penn.
Neither one of them
not
part of it.
Neither
one of them part of it. Yeah. When you say Brat Pack, I immediately think of the
Molly Ringwald is like Molly Ringwald.
Started 5 of them. Molly Ringwald is the first person I think about. Judd Nelson is probably the second person I think about. Emilio Estevez.
Anthony Michael
Estevez, Anthony Michael Hall,
Demi Moore.
Then you right, Demi Moore, and then you can throw in Ali Sheedy, have her in there as well because she was in multiple ones. She was also in, I think, St. Elmo's Fire and Breakfast Club. But here's the funny thing. Now to that point, and like I said, now Demi Moore was, as far as I remember, she was only in one of them. She was only in. And then that's where they got Rob Lowe too. They got Rob Lowe in there.
But see, Demi Moore,
but he was only in one, and Demi Moore was only in one.
Right, but like you said, so you got Demi Moore who's in St. Elmo's Fire, but she's in this other movie called Blame It on Rio. So
I know that.
Right, and same thing with Rob Lowe, because now you got him.
He's
you also got him with Outsiders, Class.
Yeah.
So he's got a couple of other things of that hockey movie, Young Bloods. So he's got a couple.
I know they tried to throw old boy in there too. Matthew, what's his name? Not Matthew Modine. What's the dude from Weekend at Bernie's? You know what I'm talking about.
No, Andrew McCarthy is
Andrew McCarthy.
He's in there.
They got him in there.
He is one of the core members. See,
okay, he got him in there.
Now, to all you guys watching, that's one of our trivia questions. Who are the core Brat Packers? We just gave you some.
Y'all better be. We just gave you some of them. So that's a great trivia question for next week. We talk about Brat Pack. Also, we could talk about, she was one of the first coming out at that time. That one of the sex symbols, if you want to call it. The people loved it. She was right there. Who her rival was, or actually the person who we all know who that was. Phoebe Cates. Came out at the same time, right around that same time.
Phoebe Cates, man. Phoebe Cates was.
I want to talk to Dianna Franklin about them. Was you aware of Phoebe Cates being your quote unquote rival? I know you may not have thought of it like that because you just wanted to work and all of that, but I'm just saying, you gotta get involved with it a little bit. You gotta be with the shits a little bit, right? Just be like, let's see, talk about it.
But Phoebe Cates, man, and Phoebe Cates did not do a lot of movies, man. But
the one she did.
But the two that she's most known for is Fast and Heart and Gremlins. She's got a couple of other,
and she did a couple of other ones too. That where she was
Drop Dead Fred was okay.
But there was that other one in there too. There was another one in there where she
did Private School.
School.
So Phoebe Cates has some stuff, but most people. I mean, think about it. When they talk about like greatest news scenes of all time, her coming out that pool generally is ranked number one.
That's why you brought that. I'm gonna bring that up next week too, because I just watched a documentary called Skin, A History of Nudity in Hollywood. Very good documentary, and Dianna Franklin is in that documentary. Mm-hmm. She's actually in that documentary, and she's, because they went all the way back to the beginning of cinema on how, nudity was portrayed, and to all the way up to today. So when they got to the 80s, they talked to Dianna Franklin, they talked to other people that was in movies around back then. And it was a very interesting documentary. I really liked it. I want to bring that up too, part of, when we talk to Dianne. So, because she was in that. So that's cool. All right. That's all I got. Y'all, like Ralph just said, we just gave y'all a lot of hints. Be ready. And I don't want to hear no extras. I'm not accepting them as answers. We need the original core members of the Brat Pack.
And there's a lot of add-ons,
but there's only a core. There's a certain amount that's considered core members, and if you don't have them, you better find them.
Yeah.
So that way, you're gonna win something. And we got more trivia coming, but that's a good one. That's a good question because a lot of people get mixed up with that.
Yeah.
So
maybe,
all right, man.
Maybe if y'all get it right, maybe I might get somebody this. Maybe. I know it's extremely hard to find, but that's this really, movie sucks. I'm just saying this movie sucks because I'm trolling.
Yeah, you are. You really are. But yeah, man, I'm surprised it did so well.
It's not. Because this is the second time I've seen it, and I'm really taking it long. It is very, very good. Very good. I don't know if I would say that it's like, but I put it on the level of it's a masterpiece. I don't know about that. But it's leaps and bounds better than what that crappy version that came in the theaters. It's like it's like going from a Pinto to going to a Jaguar. That's what I'm saying. It's like
right. It may not be a Rolls Royce, but it's a Jag.
Right. It ain't a Pinto. I'll say that.
It ain't a Lamborghini, but it's a Jag.
It's not. It's not a Pinto. It's not. It's not a Pinto. Yeah. I can't think of no car crappy than a Pinto, but it's not.
That other one is definitely a Pinto.
This is JetBlue, not Spirit. I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, the other one is Frontier. The real cheap one. All right, man. Yo, thanks everybody for showing up, checking us out, checking in. Make sure you're with us next week, man. It's gonna be real fun, real good show. Get in here at 9:00. We're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna talk about, since it is an 80s thing, we're gonna do. We're gonna bring up this conversation about we need to revise our ladies of the 80s who was just killing it back then, especially in that era. The teen movie, because Last American Virgin could very well, along with Fast Times at Ridgemont High, those two came out the same year. They really can be the pioneers of those type of movies.
You know what? That year 82 is those two movies. It's also Porky's.
Yeah,
it's Nights.
I thought Porky's was 83, but maybe Porky's was
around that same time. Like all those. Like, I mean, it's a 2 years before Police.
Yes, I'm saying it's a nice little 2 year span. But what I mean is, I believe them and Fast Times really could be considered the pioneers of that style of teen comedies for that era that followed all of the other ones that followed, like Porky's and Revenge of the Nerds and stuff like that. So I could say I don't know. I can really say that it's probably them. So we'll have some more facts next week. Thanks again, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace out. Don't be that guy. Be safe.